Okay, so welcome back, dear students. So, on the ongoing lecture on various organizations which work at the global level with regards to the various sectors and they how they help in the case of a disaster. So, today we are discussing about International Telecommunication Union. So, this ITU or International Telecommunication Union, it is a specialized agency of the United Nations, which is responsible for all matters related to information and communication technologies. It was established in the year 1865 as the International Telegraph Union, and it is one of the oldest international organizations in operation. So, most of the international organizations were actually started in the 1940s, or maybe some were started in 1920s, but this one has been established in the year 1865. So around 155 years have been passed. uh, okay, so the headquarters for it, headquarters lie in Geneva, that is in Switzerland, and the secretary general is Howlin Zhao. So you need to uh, keep a note on where is the headquarter, who is the current secretariat, what is the current theme. Again, on the similar lines as of before. So it was initially aimed at helping the telegraphic networks between countries, with its mandate consistently broadening with the advent of new communication technologies. Next, it adopted its current name in the year 1934. Okay, and in the year 1947, the ITU entered into an agreement when the United Nations was created to become a specialized agency within the United Nations system. So it promotes the shared global use of the radio spectrum and facilities international cooperation in assigning satellite orbits. It assists in developing and coordinating worldwide technical standards and works to improve upon telecommunication infrastructure in the developing worlds. It is again as based in Geneva, that is in Switzerland. The ITU's global membership, it includes 193 countries and around 900 businesses. Okay, so it coordinates with respect to various other things including radio astronomy, maritime navigation, aeronautical navigation, wireless technologies, satellite-based meteorology, fixed mobile phones, internet access, data, voice, TV broadcasting, and all the next generation networks that are coming like 3G, 4G, 5G, and all. So ITU also organizes worldwide and regional exhibitions and forums such as ITU Telecom World, bringing together representatives of government and telecommunications and ICT industry to exchange ideas, knowledge, and technology. Uh, again, this in the slide, it's a slightly old data. I was going through the website of ITU, so there it is now mentioned that along with 193 countries, now there are around 900 these members as businesses also, which includes academic institutions, international and regional organizations as well. So, what are the various sectors? And before it, I would quickly like to give a brief overview about its history. So, as I said, it is one of the oldest international organizations which is still in operation. It was preceded by the ITU, that is International Telegraph Union. Okay, so then, as a result, there was as a result of the 1865 conference, the ITU, that is International Telegraph Union, the predecessor of this modern ITU, was founded as First International Standards Organization or ISO. Union was asked with implementing basic principles for international telegraphy. This included the use of Morse code as the international telegraph alphabet. Morse code we might have not all might have not been familiar with it, but in the recent, if you see any of the movies which are related to any wars or international fighting scenes, you might have seen the application of Morse code, where they have a simple, very simple instrument, and a coding has been already done, and based upon that coding, the various two different separate entities, they can interact and decipher the code accordingly. So all these came was taken into under this telegraphic union. So next, between 1930s, a joint conference was also held on International Telegraph Union, and International Radio Telegraph Union convened in order to merge the two organizations into a single entity, and hence the present day this ITU, modern ITU was formed. And finally, in 1947, agreement between ITU and the United Nations was done to recognize the ITU as its specialized sector or specialized agencies. So, what are some of the sectors which are coming under this? So, first one is radio communication. Uh, it deals with standardizations, various consultative committees are formed, and then standardization work is undertaken by study groups. Uh, Then we have development. This was established in 92, and this sector helps spread equitable, sustainable, and affordable access to information and communication technologies, that we say as ICT today. And it provides the Secretariat for Broadband Commission for Sustainable Development. Next, we have details with regards to its council. So the council consists of 48 members, and it works to ensure the smooth operation of the union, as well as to consider broad telecommunication policy issues. So there are multiple members, and amongst the various members, India is also one of the member of these 48 member list, and even Pakistan, China, and all other major nations are part of it. Next, what we have already discussed about the member states. Then there are sector members. So, in addition to these 193 member states, there are close to these 900 sector members, as I discussed, which consist of various institutions. So, these members are private organizations like carriers, equipment manufacturers, funding bodies, research and development organizations, and international and regional telecommunication organizations. So, what happens while non-voting? When voting is not done on a particular issue, these members still have the opportunity to influence the decisions made by the union. So, among these 900, around 533 are sector members, 207 are associate members, and around 158 academic institutions have also been part of it. Next, ITU is further divided into administrative regions, into 5 regions, and namely region A, B, C, D, E. So region A consists of American states, region B is Western European states, region C is Eastern Europe and Northern Asia, region D has Africa, and region E has Asia and Australasia. Australasia, it consists of Australia, Fiji, New Zealand, and all the neighboring small countries there are. Next, there are regional offices that we don't need to go into depth much, although you can take a look on their website or even on the Wikipedia forum. A lot of information has been provided. Next, let us discuss about the recent happenings with regards to ITU. Okay, so uh, as mentioned, so under this development sector, it was established for ICT, and So ITU Telecom organizes major events for world's ICT community, and ITU Telecom World 2011, they conducted a symposium, and it was the 40th anniversary, with the first event occurring in 1971. And again, I've taken a logo of 2014 symposium that happened to be in Georgia, that is in US, and it was the 12th World Telecommunication ICT. And again, some discussion with regards to the various world conferences that occur. So, a world conference on international telecommunications in the year 2012, named as WCIT 12, was conducted in Dubai. So, it was a treaty level conference to address international telecommunication regulations, the international rules for telecommunication, including the international tariffs, that is, international rates for telecommunications. And the previous conference with regards to these regulations was held in 1988 in Melbourne. So, uh, it claimed it is claimed that the proposal would allow the government restriction or blocking on information disseminated via the internet and create a global regime of monitoring internet communications, including the demand at those who send and receive information identify themselves. It would also allow governments to shut down the internet if there is the belief that it may interfere in the internal affairs of other states, or that information of a sensitive nature might be shared. Next, some changes happened in the regulations consecutively. Then, currently, what are some of the proposed changes to these treaties and concerns? So they look into the account, the prevalence of data communications, proposals under consideration. They would like to establish regulatory oversight by the United Nations over security, fraud, traffic accounting, as well as traffic flow, management of internet domain names and IP addresses, etc. So the move by ITU and some countries has alarmed many within the United States and within the internet community. And some European telecommunication services have proposed a so-called sender pays model that would require sources of internet traffic to pay destinations, similar to the way funds are transferred between countries using the telephone. So there are again some of the other major issues and concerns with regards to ICT, and some of the proposals are still in progress. As you can see, how much role these international internet-based communication uh, opportunities play when we talk about managing the nation. And as you can see, a simple tweet or a simple video on internet goes viral, and it completely changes the scenario of the internal stability as well as the stability amongst nations. So it plays again a very important role in the case of disaster management. So what was its vision? So its vision is committed to connecting the world and virtually every facet of modern life, in business, culture, or entertainment, at work and at home. And depends. Today there are billions of mobile phone subscribers and around close to, I guess, more than 5 billion people with access to television, and tens of millions of new internet users every year. So hundreds of millions of people around the world use satellite services, whether getting directions from a satellite nav system, or checking the weather forecast, or watching television from isolated areas. Millions more use video compression every day in mobile phones, music players, and cameras. We're talking about YouTube, Vimeo, and all. So, again, now what is the role of this ITU in disaster management? So, ICT can be used to minimize the impact of disasters in many ways, and early warning system, or EWS, may be used more than one ICT media in parallel, and these can either be traditional radio, television, telephone, or modern means such as SMS, cell broadcasting, and internet. Then, effective disaster management relies on thorough integration of emergency plans at all levels of government and non-government involvement. So recent disaster in the Zambia floods, the ITU deployed 25 satellite terminals to help restore the vital communication links in the aftermath of severe floods that inundated the low-lying districts across Zambia, and nearly 4 lakh people in 19 districts across the country were affected, with as many as 36,000 inhabitants displaced. So Zambia floods victims actually enjoyed the reconstruction via the ITU satellites. So that was all with regards to International Telecommunication Body, that is ITU. So similarly, you can go through its website and also on other different forums to get basic idea on the what are the various things that we need to understand to attempt the answers come if any question comes in our semester exams. So that's all for this one. We'll meet in the next one. Okay, so thank you for watching.